A 13-time PBA champion with 5 majors, Anthony Simonson.
Randy, when you think of personalities in the sport, when you think of talent, this man is so compelling.
There's many out on this tour that think Anthony Simonson is the most talented player out here.
27 years of age.
Nine there by Simo.
Cleans that up.
He earned his first PBA Tour title at the 2023 Storm Lucky Larson Masters A.J. Johnson.
So A.J. Johnson, at the age of 31, second at the PBA Illinois Classic last week, defeated Jake Peters, then Sean Lavery Spar. Lost the title match to Marshall Kemp, but said it's all about coming off that, having short memory on tour, getting rolling again. That's a great start. It's a great time for AJ and his family. Allie and her family watching back at home. They got to be smiling right now.
And what better time to start bowling really well on the tour, back-to-back shows, when you have a little one on the way.
Yes.
He can do anything with a bowling ball.
Oh boy. Oh boy, it's right.
Simonson going with a gem to start. And oh boy was because it was left to target, and he pays the price.
Understanding of what the lane was asking for. Whoa!
He's got a pretty good understanding of how to make that, huh?
You said he can do anything.
He can tilt it, he can roll it, he can throw it 100, he can throw it slow, he can hook it side to side, he can go straight. He can throw a backup ball and win tournaments. There's nothing this man can't do. And I think what's interesting about what you just said, he had trouble figuring out this oil pattern this week and still made the telecast.
Simo. A.J. Johnson. That's a situation.
And I think it's a testament to the players that continue to make multiple telecasts. They're doing it on different oil patterns and different formats. That's the first time he's left that all week. And
on another show, back to back. And that is much better for A.J. Johnson. 3 strikes.
Wow.
10.
Come on.
Ever to finish in the top 10 in every tournament.
Second in points, second in money, second in titles, second in everything. I mean, what a season he had.
And isn't it interesting when you ask him what his goals are for this year, he said, I don't make a goal list.
No, he has no goals. His mindset is the same week in and week out, but he's been winning some really big money tournaments. And so right now, I think a lot of his focus goes to the 6-figure tournaments, as he calls it.
Simo is finding momentum here in Springfield. But now it's about winning in the States. Looking for that breakthrough. Oof, unforgiving. AJ finishes it off. We've got a good one brewing here early in Missouri. AJ is cooking. So he's finding a bit of a rhythm here as our first matchup rolls along with Pete Weber. Who do you think you are? He is.
He climbed the ladder every match, came down to the 10th frame, and he needed that hit against Mike Fagan. It was incredible.
Back to the two-hander and Simonson. And Anthony has a lead. Feature on Anthony Simonson in Rolling Stone from the writer Zach Harris. In it, Feature says, like John McEnroe, Tiger Woods, Serena Williams, and pro bowling's most famous face, Pete Weber, Anthony's temper and the intensity that it takes to win are two sides of the same coin. Now bowling is not only that, it's his greatest joy because he was able to survive by bowling.
Yeah, it's a really incredible story about where Simonson was and where he is today. It's a great read, and unfortunately for A.J. Johnson, he's faced with the 4-7-10. Struck every ball in this lane thus far.
The 10 would not give.
Soft 10, running out of time. So hard. One-game matches. These matches fly by, and it seems like it's just a matter of seconds, and there's no time.
He bowled the best block in this entire tournament this week.
Just no time.
Good week.
He's very sneaky.
That's Vinny.
Boom. Well, I'm going to channel the inner Copernicus in me and say this match is over by the math.
I'd rather
now, mathematically, no, but for all intents and purposes, yeah. Score 257. Another 9-pin on the left lane for Simo.
And that's happened.
Just a pinch inside, John.
Oh, we'll get to him in a little bit. For Johnson, back-to-back weeks of getting here. Last week, getting to the final against Marshall Kent. But this afternoon, not as kind. An early exit for A.J. Johnson. Well, how's the rest of the ladder feel about this guy moving on?
Uncomfortable. Transition. He's going to look at hooking it a little bit more as the old transition. As the lanes break down and dry up in front of him, he'll start migrating left. Start getting a little softer with his ball speed and start opening up his angles.
Just when I start a show, but once I figure some things out,
yikes. Nice ball, bro.
Everything can come into place. Looking for his first title of the 2024 season.
Engaging young man, and we're going to talk about some of the big changes that he's made over the last couple of weeks coming into this.
That's a great start.
Whoa, that thing went sideways down the lane.
Matt lives in Baldwin, Missouri, 2.5 hours away. He bowls league with Pete Weber on Wednesdays.
Yes, he does. Wednesday nights with Pete. Hello, 10-pin.
For Simo. As a kid, he clocked more hours on the lanes than he did at school or home. He jokes, Randy, that he was fired from his first job, restocking rental shoes, at the age of 5. Get fired at 5? Because he got in trouble with his kindergarten teacher.
Why am I not surprised?
He probably knew more than her.
I'm sure he did. 3D offset is what Matt's going with.
Back-to-back jacks.
And that's a ball change on that right lane for Matt.
Let's send it over to Kimberly. Theorem on the left. Theorem works. 3 straight for Russo.
Friction out.
And he's taken his thumb out of the ball, something that we'll get to. Simonson answers. We've got a good duel.
Yeah, we'll talk about Matt Russo and his son the next time he's up, but that's a big change also that he made about 3 weeks ago. The great ones don't really analyze how to do it, they just do it. You know, if you were to ask him, hey, well, when you're trying to do this or when you're trying to do that, how do you go about it? I don't know, I just do it. I'll give you an example of that here in a sec. Nice hit, nice break there for Simo to cut the deficit to 10. So a while back, I'm asking a buddy of mine who's he was on the PGA Tour. I said, hey, you know, when you're trying to hit this little shot here, you know, that real spinner or whatever, how do you do it? And he goes, I don't know, I just do it. Another great example of that is Pete Weber. Pete Weber was never an analytical guy.
All centers.
Oh,
No. After 4 straight. Can a Ninja Turtle do it? Open.
Getting back to Simonson and
Sorry. Take it, bro.
in the way he sees things, you know, Pete Weber was that way. When a ball rep or a tour rep got involved with Pete, it wasn't to tell him how to throw it. If he needed to make some kind of change, the ball rep would just grab a bowling ball and say, here, throw this one. Pretty good.
Simo's on a heater and keeps it rolling.
Ready to legs.
And now he takes the lead right after that hit there, courtesy of the pocket 710 by Matt Russo. 6 pin, second to the right, goes to the sidewall, kicks the 10 out. No, I'm not surprised. Got a hook. Oh, it did. It did. Boy, that came around the corner nicely.
Russo.
Something's buzzing over here.
Well, at least it wasn't you or I, John, that
It's back here. It's right in the
did
middle of
that
my swing.
time. Simonson within 0.3 of a mile per hour with every shot he's thrown this game.
Wow. Cell phone buzzing of some sort.
And now, of course, Pete's going to get on him.
So Matt took his thumb out of the ball 3 weeks ago.
Yep, you can see it right there.
Why?
Well, he wasn't doing very well with a thumb in, so he said, we got to try something. Uh-oh. Oh, man. Look at how far left that shot is right there.
1 for 2 this week. Oh, boy.
Not that time. Big open frame and another big opening for Simonson.
Strikes here. It was great catching up with him earlier today because he said when you bowl with Pete Weber in league, he said, I see a side of Pete that maybe not everybody sees. When you know him personally, he's a different guy. You obviously know him personally. How is he different?
Well, you know, Pete is a good guy. He's got a kind heart, and he's a good dude. Stand by. Great shot by Simon. Now, on the lanes, Pete was not a very nice person, but in his mind, that's his stage. That's his workplace. Pete is a genuine guy, and he's been a friend of mine for over 40 years.
5 straight strikes for Simo, make it 6.
Yeah, and that's what great champions do, right? They take advantage of openings given to them by their opponents.
Who he has beaten 3 times in their TV showdowns. 3-0 record all time. 10.
Well, unfortunately, Matt Russo's not going to win this game, but he's got a lot of really good stuff to build on. And again, you hit it. You said, hey, he took his thumb out of it like 3 weeks ago. And so you can already see the hard work paying off for Matt.
Classic.
Best 3 on tour.
Yep. The best 3 players.
Yeah, base fair.
You're right. Matt Russo, Kimberly told that great story earlier of his wife Lauren being down in Arkansas with her team. Maryville University, which is in St. Louis. Lauren, the head bowling coach. Matt called Lauren his rock. She is the ultimate motivator to him. Title in his 6 years on tour. Just 27 years of age.
All right, come on, fish out.
U.S. amateur champ in 2017. Simonson, that runner-up finish at the U.S. Open, now looking for his first win this week. And he is is on his way to being one of the 3 left standing. I mean, could you have imagined it for Pete Weber?
The attention star.
For Pete Weber, a
Yeah.
better
Bowling ball. He's been slowly migrating towards the center part of the lane, but he's looking for another shape right here.
strategic.
That's bowling, bro.
That's what makes Simo Simo. I mean, he is always one step ahead of the game, always kind of calculating the next move.
His next move is E.J. Tackett.
Well, I'll tell you what, you want to be the best, you beat the best.
It's going to be fun. Grab your popcorn. There won't be a Sunday showdown better than this one next. E.J. Tackett, the reigning PBA Player of the Year, faces Anthony Simonson, 2 of the sport's best, next. PBA Tour titles in this matchup. 9 majors, and Anthony 3-0 all time. Against Tackett.
And combined, they're not as old as Pete.
Are you making Pete
27
feel
and
old?
31. I mean,
What an insult by you. That's how you start.
Commissioner Tom Clark called this man the modern-day Pete Weber in terms of talent.
A different personality.
Polar opposites, yeah.
With a biceps injury as well. He wasn't at top form, but he's finding it now.
Well, you're right. He said, no, I'm not tip-top. Has brand new baby boy. You know, life gets in the way sometimes, but he said he's there now. 234 game 1, 247 game 2. Simonson on cruise control.
10.
Using a really strong ball with surface, and there's going to be a point where he's going to have to change bowling balls if he continues to leave a flat 10, especially on that right lane.
We talked with you about using a ball with a little more surface
A
today.
bonus is
To
stay back
start
there.
on the fresher oil pattern, a lot of surface. Remember, it's 40. The oil pattern's 45 feet in length, and it's extremely long. And the players need to have some snow chains on that surface to make that ball dig in.
He also said 3rd or 4th game he would take a step to the left and throw it really slow. Are you seeing that?
Well, he hasn't done that. He hasn't had to. He's just been slowly migrating. Slowly migrating throughout each of the last 2.5 games. Playing the lanes pretty close to where Simonson is playing, I think.
An early exit on our show in Illinois last week. Messenger! Oh!
So right now, Simonson's slower and shaping it more, right? Stronger bowling ball, earlier rolling bowling ball. Tackett, a little bit right of that, a little more speed, a little bit less surface.
A little bit more speed from Tackett to a strike.
He's really good. I mean, Simonson's really good. E.J. Tackett's really good. And then the tournament leader, O'Neill. The way it's shaped up to this point, you've earned it. You've beat the best in the world.
It's a major level. Fitting for Pete Weber.
There's the ball change right there.
Uh-oh.
Never came around the corner. 2-4-8-10.
Causes as big of a dilemma as he's had today. All right, Randy, what's your thought process here?
He's staying with the ball he started with on the left lane. Ring and 10, but that still has enough shape, right? Ring and 10's better than a flat 10. When you're a right-hander, you're leaving flat 10s. For a lefty, it'd be a flat 7. The ball doesn't have enough energy going through the pins. 10. Like he said in the interview, can't beat a bad ball reaction, ever.
Okay. Well, it's fun to watch the world's best take on this challenge.
Only 4 times made in the history of bowling on television on the PBA Tour. 3 of those by lefties.
Whoa.
It's got a split too. Of course it has to split. Why wouldn't it?
So now Tackett has a dilemma of his own with the 410. We are even.
Yeah, a couple back-to-back lousy breaks for E.J. Tackett. Simonson actually took a re-rack during the break, going back to the gem on the right lane, the ball he started with. Remember, he did change balls and ran into the 2-4-8-10 split in the 4th. And there's the flat 10 again with that ball.
Deadwood.
So he'll make another move on that lane. You can see that one just creeping up a pinch high, leaving the 4-pin. But the big question I have is what ball is he going to go to on the right lane?
Already with those 21 career titles at the age of 31, that's 13th most all time. But EJ's got a dilemma here. And he gets away with it there. And
Fortunate, very
Very.
fortunate. A fraction away from having 3 opens in a row.
EJ said he got emotional watching Pete earlier this week. All his last frame.
Look out. Yeah, that was big left again, and it looked like it was grabbed at the bottom of the
I'm
swing.
so scared now, bro.
You heard him
Come on,
say it.
EJ.
It's like he's scared to let go of it. The spare here will be tied up again on the right lane.
Well, we've got serious drama between arguably the 2 best in the sport.
Soft 10.
What happens here? 3 times. Fool me once, fool me twice.
To back, weak 10s.
You wouldn't. You can't do a 4th, can you?
I think a lot of it's going to have to do with what EJ does.
I would lose to you in that. The left is treating him well.
Well, you see the numbers there as by 1.
Both players looking for their first title this season.
Hey, look at that, John. Another flat 10 on the right lane.
The winner of this one.
Bill O'Neill's watching every shot in this match, I promise you.
Yes.
He gets choices starting lane and where to finish, right? I promise you he is not finishing on that right lane.
No. Soft 10s.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness, what a break that is.
EJ Tackett, big time.
E.J. Tackett, E.J. smack it. What a shot coming off of that trip 4. He kicks the 10 out. Guess what? He's going to force the hand of Anthony Simonson. But this next shot's still very important. With a strike on the fill, he forces Simonson to get at least 2 in the 10th.
Come on.
A trip for Trip.
Just blew my hair back, John. What a finish by E.J. Tackett. The huge break trip in the 4, and then he flushes the next 2. Simonson on the lane that he's left back to back to back flat 10s. Has not struck on this lane this entire game.
2 strikes and 1 pin to win. And gets 1. Oh, can you feel it in Springfield? with Pete Weber looking on. Oh my goodness. Anthony Simonson!
That's right. That's right. Come on.
Incredibly clutch.
Well, you talked about E.J. Tackett willing it down when he tripped that 4. Simonson stays with that ball. He left 3 consecutive flat 10s with, and then went light with back-to-back shots that carried for the win.
In a battle between 2 of the world's best, Simo is moving on to the final.
Come on. It just goes to show you how hard it is to win on this tour. Right lane, and Bill O'Neill is going to finish this match on the left lane.
And Simo starts right where he left off.
He goes to an attention star. You can see just how much shinier that surface is, so that's going to help the ball get through the front part of the lane and help it store energy as it goes down the lane.
That series even at 1 apiece. Call this the rubber match. First in 4 years.
Oh.
A little bit of fortune leaves a 6. Won the Players' Championship out in Wichita to start our year. 5th at the U.S. Open a couple of weeks ago. And that's why, with shots like that from Bill O'Neill.
Well, 2 good shots under his belt to start this championship match.
Feels like he's playing his best. Simonson on this right lane. Boom.
You know, and that's the change I thought he would have made. He did. He left the 2 for a 10, and I think he just moved too far to the left when he did make the ball change. He's inched it back just a hair to the right.
An accomplishment. Works out 20 minutes off the Vegas Strip at the compound, the mansion. Feeling good right now. Three-time major champion. Here we go.
Got him.
Eesh.
Yeah, that one got him.
Oh, you're gonna be kidding.
What happened?
Ball never picked up. It looked a little bit fast, maybe a half mile an hour fast, but you know, the ball speed today has been unlike anything I've seen in a while. It's really been soft and slow, and you have to again on the longer pattern.
Too much to the right. I'm trying to be too perfect.
Yeah, he said sometimes the tendency is to be, or try to get too perfect, and then his swing kind of gets behind him a little bit, and so on the downswing, his angle's too sharp to the right, but I don't really think that was the case on that shot. Working on 3 in a row, trying to climb the ladder.
10.
Can't remember the last time I saw ball speed this soft. And it just goes to show you what it takes to be a top-level professional, right? I mean, we're looking at speeds of 16.2, 17, 16.8. That's soft. Normally, we see guys that are approaching 20 miles an hour.
Can you explain to the viewers at home why we're seeing that?
Because you have to be softer on the longer patterns to get the ball to turn over. You have to give the ball time to respond, right? Remember, 60 feet in length is the length. Well, if the oil pattern's 45 feet long, you only have 15 feet left.
Now, can O'Neill respond? That ball a chance to respond, and that's a resounding one for Bill O'Neill. In the qualifying, he's just been on. A points leader on tour thus far this year.
That's it.
And again,
Hook on this lane. One gets further right.
Remember the last time we saw Bill at the U.S. Open when he went back-to-back 5-1s on the left lane of the championship pair here? He goes back-to-back 2 4-10s on the left lane.
oh no. And now Anthony Simonson is firmly in that driver's seat towards his first win of 2024.
He's working on a 38-pin lead. Can increase it to 48.
Back to that right lane. He's figured it out. The genius that is Anthony Simonson.
Can I have a re-rack, please?
There's the difference in the ball change. This time he kicks the 10 out. Last game against DJ Tackett was leaving that soft 10.
Bowling center played babysitter. Now he's on top of this sport. 10.
He learned a little bit from his last match against DJ Tackett. And he's in complete control through 7 frames.
That confidence playing out in real time. So now O'Neal needs one. And does get it.
You have some players that are real analytical. You know, David Ozio back in the day was like that. Chris Barnes, myself even. Bill O'Neal constantly working on mechanics. One of his biggies is making sure he doesn't tip early. Cannot get the ball around the corner on that lane, and he can't believe
I
it.
thought this was the good lane.
And neither can I. And yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
Bill. I'm going to get enough practice on the TV pair. So I should have a pretty good understanding. I'm going to watch all the bowling. He knew the left lane was better, and yet he's open 3 times in a row in that lane.
Is there such a thing as you're waiting around for 90 minutes and you're sitting there, there's tension as to one? Can it ever backfire?
No. I mean, I don't think so. Look, again, 1-game match. It's brutally tough to win. But for whatever reason, O'Neal got fooled on the left lane. This guy's, he's locked in. He knows exactly what both lanes are giving him. And then that frees your swing up.
Amazing to think that. Snuck in here, and now is tasting it.
Turn it down.
Anthony Simonson just won the
Anthony Simonson is your Pete Weber Missouri Classic champion. And how fitting is it that the most polarizing figure in the sport, with another polarizing figure and legend watching him, the legend of Simo continues to grow. His 14th PBA Tour title.
Pete, please do the honor trophy presentation.
Anthony Simonson, thank you so much for winning the first inaugural Pete Weber Missouri Classic. It is an honor and a privilege to hand you this trophy.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Anthony, what does it mean for you to win here today in front of Pete?
You know, obviously we lost the owner of Storm, Bill Crispin, a few months back. Pete's been with Storm for a long, long time. Probably the greatest win. I've been fortunate enough to be with SPI all 9 years of my career. This is special, Bill. This one's for you, buddy. We missed you. We're going to keep doing our things out here. Obviously, my sponsors, Rotogrip Classic, 3G, Turner Janitorial Service, Bowler X. What a week, man. And this one's special. To have that guy's name attached to this one, I'll remember this one for a long time.